Hello and welcome to the systems review. So last year in your algebra course, you guys learned how to solve systems, and you can solve systems three different ways. One way is by graphing. So these two you could totally graph and find where they intersect. So let me just do a quick sketch over here. We have no y-intercept and the slope's up 3/1. So it's going to look something like that. Your second equation, the y-intercept, is a -2, and your slope is going to be up 1/1. So up 1/1, and it's going to meet. So at some point in time, these two lines are going to meet, okay? And that would be your point of intersection. So another way that you guys learned by algebra on how to do these is by substitution. So if we have y equals something and y equals something, this is kind of the transitive property. So we can set up, if y equals 3x, and then in place of this y, I'm going to put 3x because that's what y equals. I can set up 3x equals x minus 2. Now I have one equation instead of over here. I have two equations and two unknowns. I have now kind of combined them to have one equation with one unknown. So I'm going to subtract x. So I have 2x equals -2. So it looks like x is -1. So in my ordered pair, or in that when I was graphing this and they met somewhere over here, in that ordered pair, I have -1 comma, and now I need to go find my y value. Well, if I know x is -1, I can replace this x with the -1. So now I have 3 times -1, so y is equal to -3. So that is the substitution method. And notice both of these equations were solved for y, which made it easy for graphing and also for substitution. All right, in this one, we have one equation is solved for y and the other equation is not. But we still know what y equals. So this y right here can be replaced with x minus 7 because they are equal values. So I'm going to rewrite this equation, 2x. Now, instead of writing this y in here, I'm going to replace it with what it equals, and it equals x minus 7. So I have 3x plus 7 equals 8. Oops, that's a minus 7. I switched signs on us. So we're going to add 7. So 3x equals 15. We're going to divide both sides by 3. So x equals 5. So I know that ordered pair, if I were graphing it where they're meeting, it's going to be 5 comma. Well, now we know x is 5, so 5 minus 7 makes y equal to -2. So they are going to meet at that ordered pair of 5, -2. So that's your substitution method. Another method is if you look at both of these, they are lined up so that your y's are lined up, your x's are lined up, your equal sign, and your number. This would not be as easy, but we could certainly, in the first equation, solve for y and then substitute and plug that in. Or another thing that we can do that you may remember is elimination. And elimination is going to eliminate, just like the word says, and get rid of a variable. So these are pretty much set up because if we have a positive 3x and a -3x, when we add these together, we get 1x plus 1y plus 2y is 3y, and our x's here are going to cancel out, and then -2 plus 14 is going to be a positive 12. They're going to divide both sides by 3, so y is 4. Now be careful when you're writing this ordered pair. This time we've solved and find out what the y value is, and y is 4. So make sure you put that in the correct spot in your ordered pair. Now I can substitute that y value in either the first equation or the second equation. It doesn't matter which one. I'm just going to substitute in the first one. So I have 4 plus 3x equals -2. So I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides. So 3x equals a -6. So it looks like x is going to be -2. So we can go fill in the rest of that ordered pair. And we have -2, 4. All right, again, looking at this one super quick, and if you look at these, give this one a try, so you should stop the video, give this a try, and then come back. So I'm going to do one problem, let you practice one problem. Do one problem, let you practice one problem. All right, so when we add these up, we get 4x. Notice those y's are going to cancel out, and we have 8, so it looks like x is 2. So my ordered pair, I'm going to have 2 comma something. I'm just going to plug it into that bottom equation. So I have 2 plus 4y equals -2. So when I subtract 2 from both sides, I get 4y equals -4. Divide by 4, so it looks like y is going to be a -1. All right, so sometimes when we line things up, they're not exactly the same. So look at those 2 x's. You may have been taught last year that you can subtract. What I have found is that most people, when they subtract, they mess up later on down the line with signs. So I like to always add the 2 together. So what I'm going to do is multiply the whole bottom equation by a negative. So I'm going to multiply this whole bottom equation by -1. So I'm going to keep this one the same. And I usually like to write my plan kind of here in the middle. So I'm going to keep this the same. 2x plus y equals -5. And then I'm going to multiply everything here by a negative. And now I'm going to go ahead and add the 2 together. So when I add these together, my x's are going to cancel out. And I have 6y equals -18. So y is equal to -3. So make sure when you write this ordered pair that you get that y value in that second spot. Now we know y is -3, so you can put it in any one of those equations. I'm just going to put it in the top one. So 2x minus 3 equals -8. Whoops, -5. Looking at numbers here and adding them together. So plus 3 plus 3. So I have 2x equals -2. So it looks like x is going to be -1. All right, give this next one a try. It's going to be similar. Oh no, this one's completely different. I thought I put an example in there. So in this one, when you look, your x's do not have the same coefficients. Your y's do not have the same coefficients. So right now you need to decide, hey, do I want to get rid of x's or do I want to get rid of my y's? And you might choose something different than me. It doesn't matter. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose to get rid of my x's. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply this top equation by 3 so that I get 3x plus 6y equals 33. And then I'm going to keep this bottom one exactly the same. Why am I going to keep it the same? Because when we look at these x's and the way that they are all lined up, when I add these together, what is going to happen with my x's? Okay, my x's are going to end up canceling out, and 6y plus 1y gives me 7y, and 33 minus 5 gives me 28. And now when you divide by 7, I get y is 4. So in my ordered pair, make sure you put the 4 in the second blank. So y is 4. Again, I'm going to put it in that top equation. So y, or x, plus 8 equals 11. And when I subtract 8 from both sides, looks like I'm going to get x is 3. All right, you guys go ahead and give this one a try. So this is the last problem. So you guys are going to go ahead, give this a try, see what happens, and then resume the video and see if you did this correct. So let's see, what am I going to get rid of, x's or y's? And it doesn't matter which one you have to do because neither one of these we're going to have to multiply both of them. So you can choose to get rid of your x's so that we're multiplying to get 10, or you're going to have to multiply your y's and get rid of them probably by 6's. I'm going to choose my x's just because one's positive and one's negative, and then I don't have to worry about multiplying by a negative sign. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply this top equation by 2, and when I multiply by 2, I get negative 10x plus 4y, and what's that, 64? And this bottom one, I am going to multiply by 5. So when I take 5 times 2, I get 10x, and you can see now when I'm going to add these together, my x's are going to cancel out. 5 times 3 gives me 15, and then I'm going to get a 50 over here. So 4y plus 15y is going to give me 19y. And then when we take 64 plus 50, what's that? 11, 114. And now when we're going to take 114 and divide by 19, we are going to get 6. Seems to me like I keep solving and getting that y value first. All right, so y is 6. I'm just going to put it in this bottom one. So I have 2x plus, and when I put a 6 in here, I get 18 equals 10. And when I subtract 18 from both sides, I'm going to get 2x equals -8. And we're going to divide by 2. So it looks like x is going to be a -4. So our solution to this problem is going to be a -4, 6. Okay, so hopefully we reviewed some substitution for you and some elimination. This is definitely something that is going to come into play all year long. So if you have any questions, please reach out.